shaking your dang on head at yourself. I ain't did. You always doing. You was doing 3 days ago in Houston. What is you blowing up and saying all these inaccuracies for to these people? You always doing that.
Just when people thought the chaos between Martell Holt and Melody Shari had finally settled, everything exploded all over again. Out of nowhere, Martell jumped online and started talking like a man who had been holding something in for way too long. His tone was different this time. It wasn't playful, it wasn't sarcastic. It sounded heavy, almost emotional, and the words that followed caught everybody off guard. Because this time, he wasn't just throwing shade, he was naming names. Melody, Hill Harper, and a situation he claims runs much deeper than anyone ever imagined.
I just hate that this narrative is going around and, bloggers picking things up and, certain people trying to destroy me. But it's not going to happen, though. I'm not going to allow it to happen.
What started as a few online posts quickly turned into one of the messiest moments the Love and Marriage Huntsville universe has seen in a long time. Fans were confused, supporters were shocked, critics were already calling cap. But Martell kept talking, and the more he talked, the more uncomfortable things started to sound. Because according to him, what people see on the surface isn't the full story. He claims there are conversations that never went public, moves happening behind closed doors, and truths he says Melody never wanted exposed. And when he finally said, "I'm tired of being quiet," the internet leaned in. Because when someone who's been bitter for years suddenly sounds calm and serious, people start listening. But to understand why this moment hit so hard, you have to rewind.
Kind of hard right now.
Yes.
Damn. You know what? I'm a man.
That's cool. I know that.
And I'm not acting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know you're talking about me being vulnerable, and I guess I'm not a vulnerable. It's just what it is.
Way before the accusations, way before the lives, and way before Hill Harper's name ever entered the conversation. You have to go back to the marriage that once looked unbreakable.
You shaking your dang on head at yourself. I ain't did. You always doing. You was doing 3 days ago in Houston. What is you blowing up and saying all these inaccuracies for to these people? You always doing that. You always doing. No, it ain't accurate. No, it's not actually accurate. You said to me that when we were married, I was going to hotels cheating on you. That's a goddamn lie.
I didn't say you wanted.
Yes, you did.
I didn't say that you was.
Yes, you did.
There's
And
a
you've said it
possibility.
multiple times.
There's a possibility because like me.
Well, we know
what?
you were cheating.
It's okay. Okay. I'm sorry for that.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not
If
sorry
I knew
for
it was
cheating.
going to destroy
You're not
what
sorry.
we had, all this, it wouldn't have been like it is.
When Martell and Melody first appeared on Love and Marriage Huntsville, they were presented as a power couple. Two ambitious people building businesses, raising children, and chasing success together. From the outside, it looked like teamwork, like love mixed with hustle. But behind the scenes, cracks were already forming. Melody was focused on structure, stability, and long-term vision. She wanted growth that made sense. Martell, on the other hand, was chasing validation, attention, and control. And slowly, those two mindsets started colliding. The cheating rumors didn't come from nowhere. They came from patterns, late nights, broken trust, lies that kept stacking until the truth couldn't stay buried anymore. When Melody finally walked away, she didn't just leave a marriage, she left a version of herself that had been carrying too much pain in silence. The divorce wasn't quiet, it was messy, emotional, and public. Court filings, custody disputes, online tension, and through it all, the bitterness never fully disappeared. Martell struggled with the idea of losing his family unit, but even more, he struggled with losing control. And while Melody focused on rebuilding her life, Martell seemed stuck fighting ghosts from a relationship that was already over. Every time Melody tried to move forward, something pulled him back into her space. Interviews, subtle comments, social media moments that always felt timed a little too perfectly. But even then, most people believed eventually it would calm down. Until now. Because what Martell revealed recently wasn't just emotional frustration, it was accusation. He claimed that Melody had been moving differently for a long time, that certain connections weren't random, that certain doors opened too easily, and according to him, Hill Harper wasn't just a coincidence in her new chapter. Martell suggested that conversations had been happening quietly, that business talk blurred into something more personal, and that what fans were watching play out publicly was only half the picture. He didn't come with screenshots, no audio, no receipts, but he came with confidence, and that's what shook people. He claimed he knew more than he ever shared, that he stayed silent for the sake of peace, for the kids, and for the image. But now he says he's tired of being painted as the villain while everyone else plays innocent. Then came the part that really stirred the pot. Martell implied that the connection between Melody and Hill Harper wasn't new, that it didn't just happen after the divorce. He hinted that their paths crossed earlier than people think, through business spaces, community circles, and private conversations. He stopped short of saying exactly when, but the implication was loud enough. What nobody expected was for Hill Harper's name to even be in this type of conversation. Hill has always carried himself differently: educated, reserved, politically active, clean image, no reality TV drama, no messy headlines, no public scandals. So when Martell pulled him into the fire, people instantly questioned motive. Was this truth, or was this desperation? Because let's be honest, Hill represents everything Martell has struggled to become lately: stability, respect, forward motion. And if Melody truly aligned herself with someone like that, it would symbolize a level of growth that Martell hasn't reached yet. That alone can trigger something deep. But Martell didn't stop there. He accused Melody of presenting herself as healed while still operating in secrecy. He said she plays innocent for the audience while moving strategically behind closed doors. And in his mind, that's the part that hurts the most. Not that she moved on, but that she moved on quietly. Because for someone who thrives on being seen, silence feels like betrayal. As expected, social media exploded. Some fans immediately dragged Martell, saying this was the same old pattern. Every time Melody shines, here he comes trying to dim the light. Others paused and said, wait, what if there's more? Because while Martell has cried wolf before, this time he wasn't yelling, he wasn't ranting, he wasn't jumping from topic to topic. He sounded controlled, and that made people uneasy. Some viewers pointed out that Melody has indeed been moving in higher circles, attending elite events, networking beyond reality TV, expanding her brand into spaces that include politicians, speakers, and community leaders. Hill Harper naturally exists in those rooms. So could their connection be business-related? Absolutely. Could it be personal? Possibly. But what complicated everything was the timing. These claims dropped right when Melody was receiving praise again. Her name was trending positively, her glow-up was being celebrated, fans were finally talking about her success instead of her trauma. And suddenly, the narrative flipped, once again. That's why many believe Martell's issue isn't about truth, it's about control of the story. He hates not being the narrator. He hates when she moves in silence and wins without him. And most of all, he hates when the public sees her as healed while he's still labeled as the problem. The emotional weight of that can turn into resentment fast, especially when regret starts whispering late at night. Because deep down, Martell knows he lost something real, not just a wife, but a future he didn't protect. And watching Melody rise without him forces him to confront that reality daily. That kind of pain doesn't always come out as sadness. Sometimes it comes out as exposure. Sometimes it comes out as accusations. Sometimes it comes out as, if I'm hurting, everybody's going to feel it. But the fallout didn't stop online. People began questioning what this means for love and marriage Huntsville. Producers already walk a fine line between drama and toxicity, and Martell's storyline is starting to feel heavy. Not entertaining heavy, emotionally draining heavy. cast members have distanced themselves. Conversations turn hostile fast, scenes feel tense instead of organic. Viewers are noticing. Some fans say they're tired of watching the same cycle repeat: anger, blame, accusations, and no growth. Reality TV thrives on evolution, and right now, Martell appears stuck in the same emotional place he's been since the divorce. Meanwhile, Melody continues to build quietly. She doesn't respond, she doesn't clap back, she keeps moving, and sometimes silence speaks louder than any live video ever could. The hardest truth in all of this is that even if Martell believes what he's saying, the way he delivers it damages his credibility, because people don't just judge the message, they judge the messenger, and his past behavior makes it difficult for viewers to trust his intentions. Still, one thing is clear. This situation isn't really about Hill Harper. It's about closure that never came. It's about wounds that never healed. It's about a man watching the woman he once loved become everything she said she would without him standing beside her. And that realization hits harder than betrayal ever could. At this point, the question isn't whether Martell told the truth or not. The real question is why he felt the need to tell it now. Because timing reveals motive, and motive tells the real story. As this continues unfolding, fans are left watching two very different journeys. One person choosing peace, another choosing noise. One building forward, another still fighting the past. And in the middle of it all sits a spotlight that never turns off, exposing pain, pride, regret, and unresolved emotion for the world to judge. So now, the internet waits. Will Melody finally respond? Will Hill speak up? Or will silence once again say everything? Because sometimes the loudest truth isn't spoken at all. It's shown through who keeps rising and who keeps unraveling. And that's the part nobody can fake.